Hello, it's Kristen, and I'm here to do a reading for the community. No plans or expectations around what I might want to say, no themes, no topics. Just want to see what messages want to come out. What could be helpful, what could be supportive, what different perspectives can we take, what do we don't want to hear but need to hear. That kind of thing. How you doing? On this channel, I like to focus on self-awareness, healing, personal growth, and we're doing it with a reading right now. So let's see what wants to come up, what stories may want to be rewritten. And so take a deep breath, grounding in. This time is just for you. Really, I create these videos just to create a space for you to have for yourself that's supportive, that's a moment for you, just to consider your life, what's going on. So we have the eagle with the guide. So what I want to say is you are your own first guide. The eagle is a bird, obviously. It flies in the air, and for me, air represents clarity of thought, clarity of mind. To me, eagles are bold, they're noble, they're resilient. Their inner guidance system tells them that they're okay. So maybe your inner guidance system wants you to know, or wants you to see or consider that you're okay right now, regardless of anything that's going on or what you're working through, that you're okay. Death. Through transformation, through change, things have to die off. If things have to come apart, they have to fall apart sometimes. Things have to go in our lives. People need to go. A reevaluation of what kind of guidance we're allowing into our lives. Who are we allowing into our inner sanctum, our inner circle? Who are we allowing to be our support system? Who are we supporting, and is it reciprocal? You don't want to take love advice from somebody who just has terrible choice in partners. And sometimes people put it on you. So there's a purge here in who you're really going to let in. And getting really clear about who you want in your life, what you want in your life. And if it means that there's less people, that's actually wonderful. To have fewer people in your life, but to have really quality good friends and to build from that. So maybe you let go of some people and you're left really with one person and you spend more time with them maybe. And through them you align with a new group, with a new vibe, with a new environment. The Queen of Swords, of course, the Queen of Clarity, but she's been through the trenches. The Queen of Swords. She can be brutal and direct and honest, and sometimes really gets heat for it. Because sometimes being brutal, direct, and honest is what's called for. Speaking your truth, telling people the things they don't want to hear, how they made you feel, how their behaviors hurt you. Sometimes we can say things to people that we think they don't want to hear, and they're actually grateful for it, because your real friends will want to hear, they'll understand. I mean, there may be stuff around it coming up for them, but they want to know. And then people that don't want to know, they don't want to hear. That's like not the inner sanctum. That's not the inner circle. And it doesn't mean you have to toss them completely out, but they don't come into the inner circle. I always love this bird flying in the background because, right? It's like you find freedom in your own personal clarity. You find freedom as you find clarity within yourself. With clarity, you can find your own inner resource when you clear away the muck and the confusion. Because when people and situations are confusing, it taps into the nervous system. It pokes at the nervous system. It pokes into those places of anxiety where you may want to come up and you might go into fight, freeze, appease, all these things that come up when you're allowing yourself to sit in a lack of clarity and wanting people who out of love will tell you the truth as well. It's a loving act when someone really comes to you with an open and sincere heart to let you know how you can have a better relationship with them. And when you have this inner resource that can handle it, that can sit with anybody and hear what they have to say and work with it. But it's hard to know when there are confusing people, when there are people that just throw it at you all the time. Everything becomes defensive, and you feel like you can't handle anything. But to sit as the master of your own emotions, to be able to be grounded here with this, and to still feel freedom at the same time. That everything that you've been through, all the trenches that you've been through, all the difficult situations, the challenges, all the breakups and the betrayals, they're a part of who you are. It's an essential part of who you are. And it's to be honored and to be soft and forgiving with yourself for whatever you were going through, that you made the decisions perhaps to stay in situations or with people in relationships that maybe weren't the best for you. And it's never too late to apply that wisdom. Knight of Wands in reverse. Slowness. Passion, like a high degree of passion and desire that's still slow in its process, where it's not about the instant gratification. It's okay to feel an immense chemistry and an immense desire and immense potential, but to take the time to really surrender to how you actually feel in that situation as an integration process, as opposed to, this feels good, I want it now. Like, how does this fit into my life? How can this desire, this heat, how can I maintain this as a slow, smoldering burn that lasts? And wanting to be around those that want to be there with you for that. And they're not afraid of the slowness. And they want to stay. They want to stay and they want to get to know. They want to have the conversation. They enjoy just being in your presence, and it's such an incredible experience just to sit there and converse and get to know with the lovers, because it's a choice to be with someone. It's a choice to stay. It's a choice to be in a process together. It's a choice to decide and to really surrender to how you feel and to go with it. Partnership. What do you want in a partnership? What's important to you? How can you get clear about what you want in a partnership? And being able to sense if somebody else is clear. And just because maybe there's a lack of clarity at some point in the beginning doesn't mean it has to stay unclear. Maybe that little bit of lack of clarity is an invitation for you to explore within yourself what you need, and to be direct and honest about how you feel. And every situation is a chance to practice speaking your own personal truth. And that's powerful. That's real power. That's the quiet power that you have when you're grounded, when you feel grounded, like you're connected to the earth. You're not going to get tossed into the wind because someone doesn't make a phone call or someone doesn't text you back. Being able to ground and to stay clear and to stay focused on what it is that you're doing and what's important to you. Because as important as partnership is, and discovering that partnership and moving forward with it, what's most important is you're staying in the seat of your own power. The kind of person that you want is attracted to your own personal power. It can be soft and quiet. It can be direct. It can be like a burning fire, right? It can smolder. So discover what makes you feel powerful within you. What are your inner resources? Someone asked me that question a couple of years ago, and I actually was stumped. What are my inner resources? What brings you back to yourself, to feeling like you're in your own autonomy, sovereignty? You're in that power that is integrated within your gut, within your confidence, the seat of your confidence. That, yeah, you may wobble a little bit, but you can always find your center. Wobbling can actually be a great way to explore how to get back to your center. So don't be afraid of the wobble. Don't be afraid of going off center. That's part of life. There's always going to be stuff. Somebody's always going to attempt to have a drama. Stuff will always happen. But you stay with yourself. And that's the good stuff. Wobble back and forth with it and all around. And you find, how do I get present with myself? How do I find that? Where's my way back to that? Because you have a wisdom within you. You know yourself better than anybody else. And you may not want to discuss or even admit to yourself what you want. Because sometimes we want to convince ourselves that we want it their way or that way, or if I compromise this. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't compromise or be flexible and malleable. Of course, we all should. But where shouldn't you be? As much as you should be aligning to somebody else's rhythm, they should just as much be aligning to yours. And there's a wisdom between two people, a magic. It's like your wisdom and the wisdom of the other coming together and more. And that's partnership, that's love. Find out about someone. Ask them about themselves. Tell them about you. Tell them what you need to feel safe to be vulnerable. Allow them to be vulnerable and build a foundation where the wobble is part of the play and the exploration. And the wobble can then be a little bit more fun. There's love in the air, and it's of course loving yourself first, which is always the case. And when you love yourself, you know how to teach someone to love you. You want to let in love. So be open to love. Open your heart to love. Loving yourself, loving the people around you. And if you want to bring someone in, you can just sit down, take a deep breath, put your hand on your heart, breathe from your heart, and try to just practice feeling soft and expansive and gentle here. And you get to take all the time you need, and you don't have to rush. And that's it. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you resonated with. And if you're feeling called, I would love for you to subscribe. I am new on YouTube and it would mean the world to me. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be back soon. Bye.